Hello everybody, it's MirsTall23 back in another video. This is another French video where I'm teaching the French language. Again, if you don't want me to upload these videos, then say something. Because, I'm just doing this just because it was an idea I had and I decided to do it. If you don't like the videos, if you don't think you're really learning anything, because I'm not that great at teaching French, especially on here. I could do better, probably. Because right now all I'm doing is just holding up this piece of paper. Things that I wrote down. It's the same piece of paper I've been using, I just folded it over. But today, we're going to be talking about some basic vocabulary. And I've chosen 24 words. One of them is more of a phrase. It's actually 2 words, I guess, but 24 words which are very commonly used and which you should probably know, because they're things that you might bring up in your everyday talk. Now, of course, there are a lot of other words. There are a lot of nouns and phrases and things like that. I don't know how long this series is going to be, but if I continue with this, there will certainly be videos in the future where I focus on specific types of things like food and animals and colors and family things and stuff like that, where this is just kind of like the basics of all of those, as well as some additional words as well. So, just starting out, I'm going to read this way, downward, in columns instead of rows. So the first word is oui, and it's spelled O-U-I, but it's pronounced oui. And that just means yes. I mean, that some people actually know that. It's like sí in Spanish. Even if you don't speak Spanish, most people, especially in the United States, probably know what that means. In French, sí means if. And then non, that would be no. So, oui or no. Or you'd say oui ou non. Ou is or. We'll talk about conjunctions in a video in the future. Then there's bonjour. You probably heard of that. That just means hello. Technically means good day. Bon means good. So there's another word that I didn't write on here, but that you'll learn. And then another one, jour. Jour means day. So the day, jour, le jour. That's day. So bonjour technically just means good day, although you would just use it for any greeting. Bienvenue means welcome. Bien is also an important word. I'll talk about that. It's on the list as well. Next one is monsieur. Now, a lot of people say monsieur. They'll say mon. They'll pronounce the N. It's actually monsieur. So it's not pronounced monsieur, although a lot of people will say that. The next word is salut. Salut basically is just, it could be used as a greeting, hello. It could also be goodbye. You know, it's just like, it's similar to the English word salute. The next word is the 2-word thing. It's au revoir. Au revoir just means goodbye, basically. That's not exactly what it translates to, but it's what you would say if you're leaving. You'd say au revoir. Now, some people just say adieu or something like that, but au revoir is more formal. Merci, that means thank you. And then s'il vous plaît means please. I didn't include that in here because it's more of a phrase, and I think that the next video will be talking about like phrases and things like that. So you would say s'il vous plaît for please, and then merci means thank you. So if somebody gives you something, say merci. Désolé means sorry, and it is, so sorry this happened. Désolé. Pardon just means pardon. You know, excuse me. I know these are very simple. These are just everyday things what you might say. Even if you're walking around in France, these are useful words because, I mean, it's not likely that if you're a tourist you're gonna have like just conversations with random French people. But if you bump into somebody, you could just say désolé, or if somebody's in your way, pardon. If you're at a store and you buy something, you can just say merci. If somebody asks you for something, you can just say oui or non. So these are very simple words that you would use in everyday life. The next one is the first noun. Wait, is it the first noun? No. Wait. Yeah. Okay, it's garçon. I talked about this in the first video, I believe. Garçon means boy. And it uses the cd on the C there. So it's G-A-R, C-D-C-O-N. It just means boy. And because it's a noun, you would have an article. So it would be le. And I'm going to talk about the articles that's on this list. So le garçon, because it's a masculine word, and that's something you have to learn, the difference between masculine and feminine. We don't really have that in English, but you have different articles for masculine and feminine words. A lot of the times you can tell. Sometimes there are words which have different spellings, like one that I'm going to come up on, and I'll talk about that. Some words, there's either only masculine or there's feminine. Some words, there's only feminine, there's only masculine. But then especially for like animals and things like that, where it could be either, like if you're referring to a female cat, it would be shat. If you're referring to a male cat, it would be shot. And I'm going to talk about this because that's one of the words on here, and it would be spelled differently. So anyway, don't want to get too far away from that. So the next is fil. Fil, right here where my moving finger is. That means two things actually. It means both girl, so like garçon, and also means daughter. So if you're going to say mon fil, that means my daughter, not just my girl, my daughter. The next is femme, which means, again, like fil, it means two things. It means both woman and wife. So like one thing is you could say that woman is my wife would be sa femme est mon femme, or something. Yeah, sa femme est ma femme. It means that woman is my wife, or this woman is my wife. The next one is that means man. So you have femme for woman, and then or it would be l'homme, because H is counted as a vowel in French, so you put the L apostrophe H-O-M-M-E, l'homme, that would be the man. The next one is chien. Now chien means dog, and this is one of them where you would change based on masculine or feminine. If the dog was feminine, you would add N-E to the end of that, so it would be chien. It would be spelled C-H-I-E-N-N-E. And then next one is chat. That means cat, and you would spell it C-H-A-T-T-E, T-T-E, yeah. If it was feminine, this is masculine. So it'd be chat, chat for for masculine, and chat for feminine. The next word is bien, like in bienvenue. That just means well. So one of a very popular French phrase would be très bien. That means very well. In my French class, whenever we did something good, whenever we got something right, my teacher would say très bien, because we're right. We're doing very well. Next would be the articles. Le, la, and les. Le is the masculine, la is feminine, and les is plural. And it doesn't matter if it's feminine or masculine when it comes to plurals. So if it's chien with an S, remember you don't pronounce the S at the end, so I'm going to talk about plurals later in another video. But plurals you don't pronounce because most of the time when it ends with an S or it ends with a consonant, you don't pronounce consonant. So if it doesn't matter if it's C-H-I-E-N-S or C-H-I-E-N-N-E-S, so masculine or feminine, the article would still be les. It wouldn't be anything different. So la chienne, le chien, and then les chiens. It doesn't really sound that different, but when it's written on paper, it will look different. The next word is, again, more articles, de and de. De just means of, it could mean of and from, but de you would also pair with the next one, an and un. That just means a. And again, it's there's a masculine and a feminine version, an, and even though it's pronounced un, it's an. An and un would be masculine and feminine respectively. So that's not referring to a specific thing. This is an indefinite article, while lo, la, and lay are definite articles. So if it's just a dog, or let's just say a boy, you would say un garçon. If it was the boy, it would be le garçon. Then when it comes to girl, you would say une fille, because it's feminine. The next word is pomme. That means apple. And the reason why I picked that is because apple was just a word that I see a lot in French for some reason. I don't know why. I don't really talk about apples that much, but it's a popular word in France apparently. Or maybe it's not, and it's just, I just happen to see it. But pomme just means apple. And again, one example of how you use des. You're talking about multiple apples, and you're not specifically talking about the apples. So les pommes, you would say des pommes when you're talking about multiple apples, and it's not definite. The next one is chemise, which just means it's a feminine, and it means shirt. Chemise means shirt. So this is mon chemise or ma chemise. The next would be chaussure, which means shoe. And obviously, most of the time it's shoes, so it would be chaussure with an S on the end. And then the final one is fille, and that means son. Now, remember, this means fille, spelled like that, means both girl and daughter. This means boy, but it does not mean son. This is son over here, okay? F-I-L-S, that's son. So don't get that confused. Don't think you can say, you could say my boy, but the more proper term would be my son, using the F-I-L-S. So those are some basic vocabulary words, and I threw some more in there as I went along, some more information. So I encourage you to study this on your own. This is kind of just to get you started or whatever, maybe to just because you're bored and you want to watch a video about French, who knows. So thank you everybody for watching, and the next episode will be dealing with important phrases in French. So things like je m'appelle, which is I am called, or my name is, ça va, and s'il vous plaît, and things like that. Those are important phrases in quel âge as-tu, things like that. Some phrases which you would do when you're introducing yourself, when you're having a general conversation with somebody in French, just not like with somebody you know very well, or if you don't know French very well, it's just a simple conversation, things like that, things you would say every day. These phrases are the things I'm going to talk about in the next video. So thank you everybody for watching, and goodbye.